Welcome back, Kings. The day of the hero entry exam is here and both Genos and Saitama are excited to get underway. The staff at the Hero Association already have their eyes on Genos even before he starts the exam. Plenty of creative-looking heroes are shown along with a variety of activities. Saitama is seen preparing for his exam with a group of heroes laughing at his appearance. But when the side-to-side jumps begin, Saitama's serious face comes out and they regret their mockery. Next, the 1500-meter sprint in which Saitama somehow manages to overlap his opponents despite there only being one lap. Weightlifting, shot put, vertical jumping, even whack-a-mole, and unbelievably a punching machine which Saitama sends flying into the next building. The heroes who mocked him before decide to go home instead. Back in the changing rooms, Saitama meets back up with Genos exclaiming for relief for finally finishing the exams, and wonders why Genos had to do a physical test in the first place, stating he could simply show them his specs instead. Saitama and Genos remark how unbelievably simple both the tests were, with Genos stating the written exam was so easy that anyone could get full points on it. The results are in. Genos got a perfect 100 out of 100 as he anticipated, and is immediately granted the S rank of the Hero Association, the highest class right off the bat. Saitama takes half of his page out of the envelope, also seeing that he was granted rank S. Genos uses this time to ask what Saitama was asked at the interview, where we learn that the Hero Association asked about his involvement of the destruction of the House of Evolution, which Genos confirmed and ended up granting him the title of rank S. Genos explains that Saitama's exam results were so good they must not have needed to interview him. Saitama replies maybe, but most likely because he actually only got 71 out of 100 points and was granted the title of rank C. Genos says he will speak to the people in charge, but Saitama would find it far too embarrassing and just lives with it instead. Saitama and Genos are summoned to a very important meeting. A briefing with Class A hero Sneck where Saitama is much more interested in his bubblegum. Sneck tries to explain how they need to start taking themselves very seriously as their faces will now be shown to the whole world, but it's clear that Genos and Saitama are finding this a little cringe to say the least. Saitama, taking this meeting very seriously, is defeated by a bubble of gum. Sneck is getting very frustrated at the lack of respect and threatens them with his connections to the higher-ups. Saitama is instead wondering what to have for dinner. While walking home, Genos explains why the Hero Association was formed. One day, the son of a rich billionaire was attacked by a monster and saved by a passerby. The man then used his fortune to establish the Hero Association out of respect. Saitama simply wonders why their seminars are so boring. Genos reminds Saitama that since they're now registered heroes, Genos is officially Saitama's disciple, and asks him to continue to teach him the ways. Sneck is crying to his higher-up, wondering how those two in the seminar were allowed to be registered as heroes when they didn't even know who he was, and states they'll be dead in no time. Jinzurin shoots him down completely, saying Genos got a perfect 100 score and Saitama broke every single record in the physical exam the association has ever seen. Jinzurin notes that it's as if a god resides in Saitama's body. He further explains that Saitama will likely catch up to Sneck in no time. While walking home, Saitama is reflecting on the hierarchy of the Hero Association, how he'll need to go from Class C to Class B etc., and starts thinking that this isn't really the type of hero he ever wanted to be. Sneck uses his 2 brain cells to come up with a brilliant plan. He'll ambush Saitama and teach him a lesson for threatening his ego. He uses his devastating attack, Biting Snake Fist, to land a crushing blow on Saitama. Saitama rewards him with a well-deserved nap. Genos and Saitama reunite in a strange open area. Genos begins to explain they still have their regular names in the hero registry, but this may change when they perform more deeds. For example, Genos could become the blonde cyborg. This scares Saitama, as he may acquire a terrible name such as the Cape Baldy. Genos goes on to explain that some heroes even have fan clubs, but obviously, neither of them really care about that. Genos thanks Saitama for meeting him and agreeing to his unreasonable request. The two are about to battle it out. Saitama confirms they're just practicing, right? Not fighting for real? Genos says while that is the case, he wants him to go all out, and in return will do the same. Genos is very eager to try out his new parts, and they kick off immediately. Genos performs dynamic entry and Saitama performs Neo from the Matrix. Genos is giving it his all, but Saitama is just impressed with his new speed. Genos' kick forces Saitama into the air where he tries to incinerate him, but Saitama simply states, "Sheesh, could have burnt my clothes again." Genos acquires even more speed and the two effectively begin flying around exchanging blows, either one of them doing any damage. Genos is happy with landing machine gun blows on Saitama, but realizes he's been chasing an after image this whole time. He locates Saitama, lands in front of him, and finally wipes him out. Or not. Saitama dodges Genos' punch and Genos has to remind Saitama of the rules. Take it seriously, no fooling around, and most importantly, keep fighting until Genos is no longer able to fight. He's realized that even Saitama doesn't understand the origin of his power, and this fight should give him some insight into it. Now, resume the match. Saitama appears in front of Genos, and Genos' kick hits another after image as Saitama is already behind him. Genos' life flashes before his eyes as death approaches. Saitama pulls his punch, giving Genos' hair a blow dry before stating he's hungry and they should grab some udon noodles. Genos is prepared to do anything to become stronger, but can't see himself ever approaching Saitama's power. He turns around, and behind him is a devastated landscape with a parting in the clouds. He realizes their level is not even remotely close. They head to an udon shop, where Saitama challenges Genos to round 2, an eating competition. A defeated Saitama slams his head on the table, and Genos is victorious with ease. The door opens, and both the owner and customers are shocked. It's Amai Mask, and he's here for Genos. Saitama warns him he might be a rookie crusher, and Genos agrees to go outside. He returns quite quickly and Saitama states Genos must be really strong, but Genos corrects him and says it was more of a welcoming. The customers run over, demanding to shake Genos' hand since he spoke with Amai Mask, making Saitama incredibly jealous. Walking home again, Saitama points out the discrimination between their classes in jest, and states that they're now one all in battles since Genos won the eating competition. Genos recalls the conversation with Amai Mask where the latter asked him how the entrance exam was. Genos responds in an alpha fashion and says it was utter garbage and a waste of his time, and if Amai wants to fight he should get on with it already as this conversation too is a waste of time. Amai tells Genos to calm down, stating if he's too hot-blooded he may get burned. He forgives his criticism of the association this once, and gets on his way, welcoming Genos to the team. Genos unusually departs from Saitama's company, and we're shown a scene of Amai Mask looking over his balcony thinking about Genos' comment calling the exam a waste of time, before saying Genos is an interesting fellow. That's all for this one, Kings. Remember to subscribe if you enjoyed. As always, there will be more recaps coming right at you. Till next time.